Signal acquired, unknown interference detected. There are worlds we can touch. Worlds with ground beneath them. Jupiter has no surface, only clouds hiding in endless descent. Pressure increasing. Visual contact lost. A storm larger than our world still refuses to die. Radiation levels are rising. Systems remain operational. Does it protect the Earth or send destruction toward it? And beneath the shadow of this monster, could another ocean be hiding life? We are approaching Jupiter.
Beyond the orbit of Mars, the solar system begins to change. The warm, rocky worlds are left behind. The sunlight becomes weaker, the distances grow larger, and deep within this colder region, one planet dominates everything around it. Jupiter. It is the largest planet in the solar system. A world so enormous that Earth looks almost insignificant beside it. Jupiter is about 11 times wider than our planet. More than 1,300 Earths could fit inside its volume. But its true power is not measured only by size. Jupiter contains more than 300 times the mass of Earth. In fact, it is more massive than all the other planets in the solar system combined. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Place them together, and Jupiter would still outweigh them. Its gravity has shaped the solar system for billions of years. It has captured moons, redirected comets, and influenced the paths of countless objects moving through space. Even from millions of kilometers away, Jupiter controls its surroundings. But despite its enormous mass, it is not a solid world like Earth. What we see is only its atmosphere. Vast bands of hydrogen and helium wrapped around something hidden beneath layers of cloud. From a distance, those clouds appear calm, almost beautiful. But as Jupiter slowly emerges from the darkness, the illusion disappears. This is not simply another planet. It is a world of impossible scale, a giant that has ruled the outer solar system since its beginning. And now, we are going closer. Imagine falling toward Jupiter. At first, it almost feels familiar. You enter a pale layer of clouds made from frozen ammonia, while violent winds pull you around the planet at hundreds of kilometers per hour. But there is no landscape below. No mountains, no oceans, no ground waiting beneath the storm. You continue to fall. Sunlight disappears behind layers of cloud. Lightning illuminates the darkness, and the atmosphere becomes hotter, denser, and increasingly difficult to move through. In 1995, NASA's Galileo probe attempted this descent. It survived for only 58 minutes, transmitting data as it plunged roughly 200 kilometers into Jupiter's atmosphere. Then the pressure and heat destroyed it. But that was only the beginning. Deeper inside, the hydrogen around you becomes so compressed that the difference between atmosphere and ocean begins to disappear. Gas gradually behaves like a liquid. Far below, under pressures millions of times greater than on Earth, hydrogen enters an exotic state, liquid metallic hydrogen, a vast electrically conducting ocean hidden inside the planet. And still, there is no surface. Perhaps somewhere near the center lies a dense, diffuse core. But there is no clear moment when the sky ends and the planet begins. On Jupiter, the atmosphere is the planet. You would not land. You would simply sink deeper until pressure, heat and gravity erased every trace that you had ever been there. Jupiter looks slow only because it is enormous. But this giant is not still. It is spinning faster than any other planet in the solar system. One day on Earth takes 24 hours. One day on Jupiter takes less than 10. In the time it takes Earth to complete a single rotation, Jupiter has already turned more than twice. And because this world is so massive, that speed changes its shape. Jupiter is not a perfect sphere. Its rapid rotation makes the planet bulge outward at the equator and flatten near the poles, like a giant body stretched by its own motion. But the strangest part is that Jupiter does not rotate like solid rock. Its atmosphere moves in layers. Different belts, storms, and jet streams race around the planet at different speeds, turning Jupiter into a living machine of motion. Those colored bands are not painted lines. They are massive rivers of gas, circling a planet that never truly rests. From far away, Jupiter may look silent, but every cloud, every storm, every stripe on its face is moving. This is the largest planet in the solar system, and somehow, it has the shortest day. On Jupiter, storms do not behave like storms on Earth. Here, there is no land to stop them. No surface to break them apart, no mountains, no continents, no ocean shore where the wind finally dies. And because of that, one storm has survived longer than human civilization has been watching it. The Great Red Spot. From space, it looks like a wound carved into Jupiter's clouds. A red eye staring out from the largest planet in the solar system. But this is not a mark on the surface. It is a storm. A rotating, violent anticyclone larger than Earth itself, with winds moving faster than the strongest hurricanes on our planet. For more than a century and a half, we have watched it change. It shrinks. It twists. Its color fades and returns, but it does not disappear. Deep below the visible clouds, the storm may reach hundreds of kilometers into Jupiter's atmosphere, as if the planet itself is feeding it from beneath. On Earth, storms are temporary. They rise, they move, they die. But on Jupiter, some storms become ancient. And the Great Red Spot is not just weather, it is a scar in motion. The clouds are not the edge of Jupiter. Far beyond the planet itself, there is something much larger. Invisible, silent, and deadly. Jupiter is surrounded by the most powerful magnetic field of any planet in the solar system. If we could see it from Earth, it would appear larger in the sky than the Moon. This magnetic field traps charged particles and turns the space around Jupiter into a vast radiation zone. For a spacecraft, this is not empty space. It is a storm made of invisible particles. A place where electronics can fail, instruments can be damaged, and every orbit must be carefully planned. But this monster does not only destroy, it also creates. At Jupiter's poles, charged particles crash into the atmosphere and ignite auroras larger and more powerful than anything on Earth. And one of Jupiter's moons, Io, feeds this system constantly, throwing material into space, where it becomes trapped inside the planet's magnetic cage. So what looks like a single planet is actually surrounded by an invisible kingdom of radiation, electricity, and light. Jupiter's body is made of clouds, but its shadow reaches far beyond them. For a long time, Jupiter was seen as Earth's protector, a giant shield standing between us and the darkness beyond. Its gravity is powerful enough to pull comets away, capture asteroids, and throw dangerous objects out of the solar system. And sometimes, Jupiter takes the impact itself. In 1994, the fragments of comet Shoemaker-Levy 9 crashed into Jupiter, leaving dark scars in its atmosphere larger than Earth. For a moment, the solar system showed us what Jupiter can absorb. But the truth is more complicated. Jupiter does not simply block danger. It changes orbits. A comet passing too close may be swallowed by the giant. Or it may be thrown somewhere else, sometimes away from Earth, sometimes closer. Jupiter's gravity is not a wall, it is a weapon without intention. For billions of years, it has scattered objects, reshaped paths, disturbed asteroids, and controlled the movement of debris across the solar system. Without Jupiter, Earth's history may have been more dangerous. But with Jupiter, the solar system also became more violent. It is both guardian and executioner. A protector that does not choose who survives. A monster whose gravity can save a world or send destruction toward it. Jupiter is not alone. Around it moves an entire empire of worlds. Some are small, dark, and irregular, captured fragments from the early solar system. Others are large enough to be planets themselves, and 4 of them changed astronomy forever. In 1610, Galileo Galilei pointed his telescope at Jupiter and saw tiny points of light moving beside it. They were not stars, they were moons: Io, Europa, Ganymede, Callisto. For the first time, humanity saw worlds orbiting another world, and Jupiter stopped being just a planet. It became a system. Closest of the 4 is Io, a tortured volcanic moon, pulled and stretched by Jupiter's gravity until its interior melts. Its surface erupts with fire, making it the most volcanically active world in the solar system. Beyond Io is Europa. From space, it looks quiet, a bright sphere of ice crossed by dark cracks. But beneath that frozen crust, there may be a global ocean of salty water. A hidden sea locked away from sunlight where chemistry and heat could create the conditions for life. Then comes Ganymede. It is the largest moon in the solar system, bigger than Mercury, and the only known moon with its own magnetic field. A world so large it almost feels like a planet trapped in Jupiter's kingdom. Farther out is Callisto, ancient, dark, covered in scars. Its surface is one of the oldest and most heavily cratered in the solar system, a frozen record of billions of years of impacts. Together, these moons make Jupiter feel less like a planet and more like a failed star with its own family of worlds. A volcanic hell, an ice-covered ocean, a magnetic giant, an ancient graveyard of impacts. Jupiter rules them all, not with light, but with gravity. We could never walk on Jupiter. We could not land there. We could not survive its storms, its pressure, or the invisible radiation surrounding it. So we sent machines instead. Small pieces of Earth, built to cross the darkness and face the monster for us. The first came as distant visitors. Pioneer 10 and Pioneer 11 passed Jupiter in the 1970s, sending back the first close views of the giant world. Then came Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They flew past Jupiter and revealed a system far more violent and alive than anyone expected. Storms, rings, moons, volcanoes, and a planet surrounded by impossible energy. But flying past was not enough. In 1995, Galileo became the first spacecraft to orbit Jupiter. For years, it studied the planet and its moons, while its probe fell into the atmosphere and died inside the world it came to understand. Then, in 2016, Juno arrived. Unlike the missions before it, Juno flew over Jupiter's poles, diving close above the clouds again and again. measuring its gravity, magnetic field, atmosphere, and hidden interior. Every image it sent back made Jupiter feel less familiar, less like a planet, more like a system of storms, radiation, gravity, and secrets. And now, new spacecraft are on their way. Europa Clipper, JUICE, not just to look at Jupiter, but to search the worlds trapped in its kingdom. Because the monster is no longer only something we fear. It is something we are trying to understand. After everything we have seen, Jupiter feels like the last place to search for life. A planet with no surface, a world of storms, pressure, radiation, and gravity. But the secret may not be inside Jupiter. It may be orbiting around it. Europa, a small, frozen moon trapped in the monster's kingdom. From the outside, Europa looks dead, a bright shell of ice, cracked by forces we cannot see. But beneath that ice, scientists believe there is a global ocean of salty water, possibly holding more water than all the oceans of Earth combined. And where there is water, heat, chemistry, and time, there may be possibility. Jupiter's gravity pulls on Europa again and again, flexing its interior and helping create heat beneath the surface. The same giant that threatens with radiation and gravity may also help keep this hidden ocean alive. That is why we are going back. Europa Clipper, JUICE. Not to find monsters, but to ask whether, under the ice of a moon beside one, life could exist in the dark. Jupiter may be the most dangerous planet in the solar system. But around it, one of the greatest hopes for life may be waiting. Jupiter is not just the largest planet in the solar system. It is a world without a surface, a storm that never truly sleeps, a magnetic monster wrapped in radiation, a force that can protect Earth or send destruction toward it. Around it, moons burn with volcanoes, hide oceans beneath ice, carry magnetic fields, and preserve the scars of ancient impacts. The more we study Jupiter, the less it feels like a single planet. It feels like a system, a kingdom of storms, gravity, moons, and secrets. And somewhere in that kingdom, beneath the ice of Europa, one of the greatest questions in science may be waiting. Are we alone? If you want more cinematic journeys through the solar system, subscribe to the channel. Like this video if you want the next episode sooner. And write in the comments which world we should explore next. Mars? Saturn? Venus? Or something even darker?